Hello everyone, this is Tyke and today we'll be providing some excellent alternatives to the current meta weapons for this season. Let's kick things off with the BK-57. What was once a rather mediocre ER is now a very competitive option after the recent buff, which gives it the potential to kill in 3 shells up close for a time to kill that is on par with the HBK, as long as you have the 7.62mm mag. And while it doesn't have the same headshot damage or handling as the HBK, it makes up for that by having a much larger 40-round mag. So if you're not comfortable with the HBK small mag size, the BK is pretty much a more beginner-friendly version of it. Next, we have the Swordfish. With the halberd mag, you can think of this as a sniper with extra steps, being able to one-burst across the map with phenomenal accuracy, making it excellent for poking at mid to long range, which can be very hard to counter. It's no slouch in the closer ranges either, as the one-burst time to kill is incredibly fast, allowing you to potentially outgun SMGs as long as you are accurate. But be warned, as the burst delay of the Swordfish is extremely punishing, which means that any missed shot can mean the difference between living and staring at your embarrassment in the kill cam. Now onto the AK-47, an iconic 3-tap AR that is starting to see a rise in popularity quite recently. Compared to the Deer Reach, one of the most popular ARs right now, the fire rate and mobility are a bit slower, but in return, it has a much better mag size and range stacking potential, along with the potential to 2-tap if you can land both shots to the head, which is a rare occurrence, but can be also rewarding when you do manage to achieve it. A very fun alternative if you are bored of using the DRH. Sticking to the theme of 3-tap ARs, the ASM-10. Now a lot of you may remember this gun during the 3-tap meta before it fell into obscurity, but currently, it is an incredibly underrated option due to its potential to kill basically instantly, thanks to the brass and barrel if you land the initial shots. And even if you don't, it's still essentially an AK-47 in terms of time to kill, albeit with less range. But accurate players will be getting the most bang for their buck with this gun, making it a high skill, high reward weapon. The HBR, the only weapon in codm's history that was considered truly pay to win. Right now, however, it is very much a viable option due to its great potential for attack range, combined with decent time to kill and recoil. However, it is held back by not having the best mobility and rather obstructive iron sights. Moving on to the EM2, this is the last 3-tap AR, I promise. Similar to the AK-47, it features an excellent 3-tap range with a task force barrel and the potential to 2-tap to the head. However, the EM2 features the fastest ADS time out of all the 3-tap weapons, bordering on SMG territory, which makes it excellent for playing more aggressive and making use of your competitive time to kill. But it is also the worst out of the 3-tap ARs for long range, as it immediately jumps down to a 5-shot kill beyond the 3-tap range and is the only one that isn't hit scan. The last AR on this list, the Krig 6. You can call it a victim of power creep, as while it didn't exactly receive any major nerfs, the overall meta has so much that the Krig can no longer keep up. Although it's still viable if you want something that is in between a flex AR and mini AR, featuring good handling with an excellent 4-tap range and easy recoil. It does have one big downside, that being the time to kill, which is relatively slow compared to the current meta weapons. It also has some of the worst iron sights in the game, so you will have to use an optic if you don't have a good blueprint. Moving on to the SMGs, we have 3 weapons that are known for their large mag sizes, but each having their own unique advantages, those being the PPSH, the Cordite, and the PDW. The PPSH is the most aggressive out of the 3 due to its competitive time to kill, tight hipfire, and fast ADS time. But this comes at the cost of subpar recoil and BSA, which limits you to close quarters. On the other hand, the Cordite and PDW are more versatile, with the Cordite having better armor capacity and time to kill, while the PDW has better recoil and mobility. Both are excellent options that perform really similar to the CBR before it got nerfed. However, they do have the drawback of slow reload time, which can make them feel awkward at times. For those who want something a little more aggressive, then you can try out the OTS-9. Now it may not have the same raw tactical potential as the Fennec, but what it does have is a rather impressive 4-tap range as long as you can aim above the legs, combined with very low recoil and excellent ADS time. However, it does have rather poor BSA, so it's in your best interest to avoid fights outside of closer ranges. A lot of you may already know about the sheer potential that the CX-9 burst has, but are too scared to use it because it has a mag size for ants. So what's the next best thing? The Tech-9. Having very similar 1 burst tactical up close, but with a mag size of up to 50, making it much more practical for most players. Some of you may be saying that the 1 burst range is very short, and while that is true, the 2 burst tactical is still very competitive due to how short the burst delay is. The only real drawback would be the fact that you cannot have a suppressor on it, which can be a deal breaker for some, especially in S&D. On the opposite end of the spectrum, we have the Razorback, an SMG with absurd range, having the potential for tap range that is longer than some ARs and never needing more than 5 shots to kill. It can also 3-tap up close for an extremely fast time to kill that can outgun most other SMGs. To prevent it from being too strong, it is limited by its BSA, which prevents it from challenging AR ranges, and its mobility is not as good as other SMGs. The Tundra is the best overall sniper in RP, no doubt about that. But what if you wanted to use something different? Well, the Koshka is your answer, featuring the same 1-tap consistency and very similar ADS time, but it does trade some fire rate and hit pinch for better wallbang potential and mobility. And if you're feeling extra funny, you can swap out the mag for the fast-aim laser for the best blank scope accuracy in the game, allowing you to be accurate within 35 meters in about half the time of most snipers out there. Although this will come at the cost of having a visible laser. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Going dark.